Hey Techians. Okay, I hope you guys are doing great. Okay, so in this video, I would like to, um, you know, this could be a different video than previous videos what we posted so far. So usually we used to talk about some topic and um, and some project also we did, right? Like we we developed a Tkinter using Tkinter desktop application using Django framework. Um, Yeah, we are still working on a couple of few more projects in progress. Maybe once we will let you know once it's ready. Uh, but I think it's the right time to discuss about some some issues we are facing or developer facing um, on on when we're doing developing some applications, right? Using Django, JavaScript, or Vue, React, whatever it is. So okay, let's maybe we can we can go through the sum of the tickets has been raised so far, maybe one or two tickets, and see what the other ticket has responded. If you're not convinced with the answer, maybe you're always welcome to share your idea or answers to other developers as well. That is the whole idea of techie.com. That is the main reason we developed this website and we launched this. So far so good, and we see so many developers started using our platform and helping each others. That is a good sign for the developer community. That's what we believe. So because most of the time when we stuck something, uh, we unable to move forward on doing some logic, or we may not know what we have to do for the next step, right? So uh, this kind of platform, what I feel, this would help us to move forward when we have an issue in our, or when we have doubt on our logic. And again, guys, we are all not expert in all the area, right? But we want to learn with you. That is the even every techions here, every developers started supporting each other, right? Which means we want to learn all together, right? That is the whole idea. When somebody answer your question, means he or she may not be expert, so she wants to or he wants to learn some new topic, and they started searching in various forum and trying to answer. If that is the whole idea behind it. Okay, so okay, without delay, let's jump on couple of ticket here. So this is more related to this ticket advice on best approach for image scaling and manipulation. So this user is looking for how to scale up how to use the image resizing concept. I believe some Techion has already responded with with some detail, but this is more related to requirement perspective, so I don't want to comment this here. If you guys have any suggestion, you can throw your idea here. Let's move on to Apache const write to database. So this is Python ticket, and what the user was trying to do is uh, the developer created the Django application, and is trying to configure and running against Apache server. But when Apache is trying to read the database file, it was throwing, instead of, because obviously Apache has the option to write that database file, right? But somehow it is not having the right permission for the file. So this issue usually happen all the time, guys. Even when we are doing production go live, right? When we do productions in our production environment, even in our day to day, right? So if you do development and if you deploy into Linux machine, that is always having a challenge of this permission. So so one suggestion is always try to make sure the Apache, the application which the whatever the user is running on Apache, that user should have the same permission of the Django project, or at least that is the most common suggestion to have that in place. Or this is not recommended one, but if you if you provide the entire Django project application with the 777 or 755 access code, which means read, write, execute for all the users group owner, then pretty much this issue will no longer exist. But problem is that is not a security, right? We should have a proper permission for our Django project along with our Apache server. So that has to be always should be in sync. So this is something is a common issue. Even I see these issues in many places in Stack Overflow, and many experts they provide the answer for this ticket for this issue. But this is something probably will try to reproduce when we get a chance. So this is usually right. What we do is we once you develop then code in our local environment, we're trying to push the code to AWS or DigitalOcean, right? So that's challenge is always there. So this is not something to Django project, but this is more related to permissions kind of issue. So whenever you see this kind of issue, then it is more related to permission perspective, nothing related to any Django stuff. That's you have to make sure. And you guys welcome to share your thought if whatever I'm saying or whatever the suggestion we are other developers suggesting here, if you feel that is wrong, you can always come and share your suggestion here. And okay, let's move on to this is more related to permission stuff. And this is something this is real, I mean, interesting issue. This is usually even I used to face when I started developing Django maybe 2-3 years back. Basically, what will happen is once we develop the application, we always plan to have a email setup configuration, right? So sometimes we will use Gmail, sometimes we will use other SendGrid kind of third-party applications to handle that email platform, email messaging platform. So when you the user also what he did is, I'm not sure he or she, so he developed the application and he deployed the code into linode.com, Linode server. I think this is one of the cloud server, I believe. So after he set up the Django project into Linode server, but he also purchased some private email domain. So using the Namecheap.com. So after that, he is not able to send an email. Rather, he is getting the connection timeout issue. So this is the connection timeout issue. So after I see a couple of response from various techions, and they suggested, yeah, this is also one of the option we have to make sure when we deploy our Django project into production, or other words, if you in a right domain manner, right? Usually, if you are running in localhost, we can run. I mean, we can have as it is without any problem. But if you're running in against some proper domain with SSL security, then you have to tweak your settings, email settings, to make sure you have all the proper SSL certificates, and email port is based on your domain, the third party email vendors, right? You have to make sure what's their port. Based on that port, you have to configure in a Django application to leverage it. One other way is you can always, once you get the domain, once you get the SMTP server from your vendor, then you before configuring a Django application, right? What you can do is you can wherever you're going to host this Django project, there you can telnet or ping that server with a given port number. First of all, you whether make sure you have the right access, whether you have to have a connectivity problem between your server, hosted server, with this vendor SMTP server. So we should have some handshake between. We have to make sure there is no connectivity issue. Then, if everything okay, then second step is I mean, I am personally what I'll do is I am telling it depends upon various individual um, persons, right? And then what I'll do is uh, I executed some of the Django shell command. Make sure I could able to send an email using Django shell. If Django shell is failed with some error like connectivity issue, then some problem so in the connection setup itself. So there is no point to configure your settings email until you have to make sure these two steps. So first step is make sure your connectivity between your hosted server where your Django is running with your SMTP server where the email host is running. The port should be common and everything. But here the case is the user closed the ticket. The reason is um, what he replied is I have gotten the email to work because it was a problem in the linode.com. There is some restriction in maybe security or the firewall restriction in that Linode server. After he um, disabled that, after he could able to reach the SMTP server from his Django application. So that is a common problem we always face when we set up the email message or email setup in our Django application. So make sure you should have a proper you should get the right email detail. So when I say email detail, you should have proper domain name and proper, if you are SSL, then you should use SSL true. And if you are using different port, make sure the different port. And first of all, try to ping that server with a given port from your hosted machine. If you're getting a response from the machine, then you can go ahead and run the Django shell. If everything looks good, then start configuring. I mean, you can test it in production. So that is common stuff. Okay, I think this is more all about this issue. And my Django post form is not working. Yeah, this is a common issue, right? If you see this kind of issue, CSRF token missing, then this is straightforward answer. So you should use CSRF token. This is a cross-site forgery, which is by default in Django to make sure, hey, I am the right person to send the data. So this it has to be there in our form. So make sure to have this. And then okay, maybe next video we'll talk about other tickets. And you guys, I mean, if you guys really interested to help others, then I would request you guys to start using the platform. And I mean, just learn. So this is the way I used to learn, right? When I start answering somebody, then I'll always keep on the stuff in our mind to recollect the stuff. So that's the whole idea, guys. Okay, thank you.